Hello friends, today I've got an opportunity to give you another review of the Yamaha PSR-E373, a keyboard that I was really impressed with at the time. As time has gone on though, I've got a few little concerns and doubts about it that I thought I'd share with you. First of all, I'm going to take you through the shortcut keys and the function key on the front panel because they're really important and really useful.
The feature that Yamaha really wanted to promote to us was the voice articulation button. Usually it just wiggles your sound a bit, like this. Attempted bit of David Bowie there, got the notes completely wrong. Anyway, the button that gives me more excitement though is the DSP or effects button. The effect in this instance is chorus. So our effects are active, and you can choose from a whole lot of effects by holding this button down for a moment. So those are just a few of the 30 or so effects that you can add to your sound. Moving on though, another really exciting button is the arpeggiator. Pressing this button won't immediately activate the arpeggiator. What you have to do is, after pressing it, you hold it down for a few seconds, and you'll see on the menu that you can go through a few harmony modes, which I've found to be basically useless. But as you scroll up through the numbers, you'll find that there are about 100 arpeggios that you can choose from. So that arpeggio is active as long as you hold the keys down. Going into the function menu though, you'll find that you can set up your foot pedal to keep your arpeggio active as long as that pedal is down. And I don't need my hands to keep that arpeggiator going. Of course you can leave your pedal in sustain mode, which is the default, and this is what it sounds like. Try this feature with all different kinds of sounds, all different kinds of effects and pedal functions. It's really fun. Still in the function menu, I can do very quick, easy octave changes. And transposing just using the plus minus keys for each semitone. And that's really useful, particularly when your singer is having trouble adapting their voice to the key of your song. Next in the function menu, you can change the velocity sensitivity. There are 4 modes. Flat velocity is a really handy mode if you're using organ sounds or synthesizer sounds, the instruments that tend not to change in relation to how hard you hit those keys. Further into the function menu, you'll find that you can also change the reverb. You can change the kinds of reverb and the level of intensity. Okay, so I'll just jump out of the function menu there, and just above it you'll find that we've got a dual button. This allows us to layer 2 sounds. Any sound that you choose will have a default layered sound that Yamaha chose because they thought it sounded nice, but you can change that layered sound. So those are some major functions that I wanted to show you to demonstrate the versatility of this keyboard.
The 373 was an update, of course, from the 363, and it's got a slightly better key action, and it looks a little bit slicker, as updates tend to, but doesn't really offer us that much more.
It has a virtually identical set of sounds, only really made different by the articulation button. That's not to say that they're bad sounds.
As I go through the sounds here, are you noticing, like I am, that some of these are actually the exact same sound, they've just got a different effect put on them?
In case you were wondering, yes, I am using the foot pedal to give the sound that slow wobble. It's nice. Okay, I'm going to show you some beats now, and this part of the keyboard is disappointing. This is so very familiar from Yamaha. Really, we've heard this all before. Well, I guess it's a question of personal taste, but that leaves me completely cold and completely bored. The best use of the rhythm section, in my opinion, is to stick, literally, to the rhythms. Now that is something that I feel I could jam to. Another upside that we can look at is the quality of the guitar sounds. So that has a beautiful clarity to it, and the voice articulation button becomes a bit more interesting with the guitars. Okay, this one requires a bit of control. Well, you get the idea. Good guitar sounds, nice voice articulation. And some pretty nice bass sounds too. Even though these are bass sounds, don't be afraid to experiment with the high notes. On to synthesizer sounds now. This is my bag.
So that's the PSR-E373, friends. Like I said at the beginning of the video, one or two concerns, and I have to say I'm not as impressed as I first was when I reviewed it maybe 3 years ago. Yamaha have moved on to the 383 now, and undoubtedly there'll be many, many more incarnations in the future. And in its own right, it's a great home keyboard. And what more can you really want? Thanks for your comments, and I'll see you next time on Gear Facts.